Hey, it's Joe Malone along with the head coach of the Mohawk hockey team, Brad Bissig, Mohawk Hockey Talk podcast, and quite a run of play for the Mohawks. Let's start with this. JV, now 5 wins in a row. That's got to be pretty good for the team.
Yeah, definitely when we play JV first, it's definitely a good start to the night. Brings a lot of energy for the varsity guys, especially the guys that play both ways. But after the rough kind of struggles that we faced at the beginning of the year, guys getting accustomed to high school hockey, I think the 5-0 stretch that we've been on has really been a positive note for these guys.
And one more kind of cherry on top of all of that is you mentioned only 1 goal allowed?
Yeah, we went there 4 games in a row with having to shut out our goalies. All 3 goalies that were playing, Ethan Fields, Zane Redford, and Colby Armstrong, all played very well in the games that they played. We allowed 1 little tip-in goal that was kind of misdirected. That happens every now and again for the 1 goal, but I think in a 5-game stretch, only allowing 1 goal is pretty good.
Now, let's talk about this most recent weekend. Obviously, we just had JV winning twice against Cedar Rapids. Varsity going to overtime, both games, getting the overtime winner on the first game of the series and then falling in the shootout for the second game of the series. Talk to me about the compete level of the varsity team.
Yeah, I think the varsity games were very good. I thought maybe we played a little bit sloppier than we had in weeks before, obviously against tougher competition, but I thought maybe we would be able to so-called maybe run away with the show, but Cedar Rapids came and they played hard the entire game, and we kind of faltered behind there, ended up getting the tying goal in the game on Saturday night with the last 3 minutes left in the go, and then 4-on-4 we scored in the first minute of the overtime, so that was a huge boost for our team. Sunday we came back and we kind of opened the floodgates a little bit and got off to a hot start. Made a couple bad mistakes, bad plays in the end in our own zone that cost us a couple goals in the final minutes of the game. And then obviously went to a shootout, and then it's player versus goalie, and they got the upper hand in that one.
Now, did you have to talk to them about those giveaways in the zone? Because those are tough, especially when the other team capitalizes on it. Did you talk about that after the game at all?
Yeah, we did. And some of those guys, they know already. They know that they made a bad play or they made the wrong read and held on to the puck too long or passed it in front of our net, which is something that we talk about not doing. So we didn't have to beat it over the head too much, but it is something that we pointed out that we need to tighten up. And if we want to make a run here at the end of the year, we got to clean some of that stuff up.
And do you also coach up being confident if they're in that situation again? Like, hey, you've been there, now you know what to do.
Yeah, exactly. Every play we want to make hard plays. We want to make plays at 100%. Definitely would rather have kids make mistakes going 100% rather than kind of half speed or having that lack of confidence in themselves. They all have the ability and the skill to make good plays and good decisions. And obviously, we all know as kids in our past, sometimes you don't always make the right decision, but obviously that comes over time. And now going forward, our kids will know and make the better decision the next time.
Now, when it comes to a shootout, do you have a pre-planned lineup of who's going first, second, third, or is that just like, you, go?
Yeah, I do. There are a couple guys that are going to go every night for us if we get to a shootout, and those are some of our leaders and guys that put the puck in the net. Not every time, but guys that we have the utmost confidence in that can have good hands and good stick handling ability and can get the goalie moving and put the puck in the net. There are some times in a game, maybe one kid has 2 goals in the game, has been doing all the things right, and we're going to give him the opportunity to put another one in the net and just capitalize on his chances.
Kind of like the old NBA Jam. If you're on fire, keep shooting.
That's right. You just keep the ball rolling, or the puck rolling, as they would say in hockey, I guess. You kind of go with the hot hand in there, but we do have a couple of guys that maybe they don't score in that night, or they have had an off weekend where they haven't put the puck in the net. But when it comes down to a 1-on-0 chance, they're going to put the puck in the net.
Now, up next is a big weekend, a big Saturday night, which we're going to focus on here against Lincoln. And they come in. Lincoln, the varsity team's got 3 wins on the season. JV's got 8 wins on the season, so one more than the Mohawks have. So both of these teams look like they're going to match up pretty well against each other. What do you know about Lincoln?
Lincoln's tough. They play a hard-nosed style of hockey. They'll get up and down the rink pretty quick. I think if we play a complete game like we've talked about over the past weekends, we make some better decisions and some strong plays in our own zone. I think we should fare pretty well. In varsity standing-wise, in the RPI, which is what they're going to go on for the state tournament, Lincoln is right behind us. So this is kind of a matchup, if this could be our opening round game in the state tournament on a Thursday against the Lincoln team. So we're talking about that, coming out and setting the tone. So if we do have to see them in a couple of weeks here at the state tournament, we want to send that message right now.
Give them something to think about.
That's right.
Now, it is also Hockey Fights Cancer Night and Be True to Your School Night, Saturday night here at the Mason City Arena. Your thoughts on Hockey Fights Cancer Night? Over $17,800 raised in the first 4 years of this special night.
I think that's quite an accomplishment. We do a great job of promoting it, getting people in the stands. Everybody in our locker room has somebody that they're fighting for, that has either dealt with cancer or somebody that's passed away with cancer. And I think the boys really play for somebody else on that night. Last year we played a Sioux City team that was at the top of the league, and we were at the bottom of the league, and we took them all the way to the end just because of that extra motivation or whatever, mojo, whatever you call it. So I think we'll bring a different intensity level on that Saturday night, and I hopefully it carries through to the other night. I think we've done a great job of raising money to give back to other things in the community.
Now, also, be true to your school night. It'll be a special moment before the varsity game on Saturday night where we honor the different schools, because the Mohawks and hockey in general here in Iowa is made up of not necessarily a school, but it is an area coming together. Kids that, may face each other in basketball or football throughout the year becoming teammates.
Yeah, that's one good thing that we have, and that maybe some people call that their downfall is they're not around these kids, but we do feature kids from seven different schools around North Iowa. They're all buddies when it comes to hockey season, but like you say, they might be rivals when it comes to football or basketball or baseball or whatever you may call it, but at the end of the day, they all are Mohawks, and they embrace putting on that sweater to be a team as a combined unit.
Now, and that will be part of the festivities on Saturday night here at the Mason City Arena. Finally, I want to talk to you about last weekend. Had a special moment for Coach John Lloyd. 4 decades involved with hockey here in Mason City. What was that like for you, kind of taking the baton at this point?
It was a very special moment. I think we did the right thing by honoring him, and for all his support and dedication that he's put into Mason City youth hockey. I can only amount to do half of what he did, and then I think that would be an accomplishment. I hope I can do that much as he's put into our hockey community and into our town. That passion that he has. He's been a mentor to me, like a grandfather, as I've told him before. He watched me grow up as a kid playing hockey, taught me things way back then. Just very special.
No, you're not old enough that you were playing on the outdoor rinks.
No, I'm not that old. But yeah, I never was actually coached by John, but definitely when he was at the rink, we always had conversations, and he always liked to watch me play and watch all the Mohawks play. So he's definitely been a mentor to me in my transition from player to coach and guiding me in the right path. And like I said, that's the person that you want to follow if you're following somebody along that path.
Well, Coach Bissig, thanks so much for your time.
Thanks, Joe.
It is the Mohawk Hockey Talk podcast.